move over to Elimination game type was introduced today.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, today.
Well, this is going to release on Friday to pull back the curtain a little bit.
Yep.
But it was released earlier in the week. Yeah,
that's right.
The info.
And so, Elimination game type, if you're playing Trials of Osiris, you are technically playing this game type.
Yeah.
But this can be found in the PvP, regular standard PvP as an activity you can jump into.
Yeah.
This is the same intense winner-take-all 3v3 action that has defined the Trials of Osiris, but with several key differences. And
no power advantages.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's training, like, but it's not training.
Nice.
It's like Iron Banner.
But it is training because
Iron
then,
Banner
like you get... Yeah, you get to play at any level.
You get to practice. I wonder how the score. I haven't tried it out yet, but like maybe there'll be a scorecard system. Probably not. It's probably just like
no. I literally think it's match to match. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. It's really just Crucible, right? As you would expect it with these amendments. I mean, meaning it's probably skirmish. Well, we know it's 3v3, but then power advantage is disabled, and then skill matching as well. It's not like you have to have that because of that. And then
team matchmaking.
It
does exist.
Yeah, right.
Of course it exists. I'm just kidding.
It is possible.
Yeah. No. Well,
there you go. They're solving for that. Okay. Maybe you can't play Trials. They say go play Elimination.
Yeah.
Because they believe, just like raids, you need to team up.
Well, and this is a smart move because PvP is dropping better gear, right? So you're giving people an opportunity to play an elimination game type to practice technically for Trials of Osiris, but not get those rewards, and then hopefully make friends to take back.
The next one's big.
The next one's big. Yeah, Jose.
Map cycling is enabled. Why is this big? Explain to people why this is big.
Because Trials, you play on one map all weekend. This, you're going to get a taste of all the different maps that Trials will ever be on and get good at them.
Yeah. And everyone has their play styles, and sometimes you get a map where you're like, I'm not a sniper. This is driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Like, you feel really beaten down if it's not your play style.
Burning Shrine was such a good map to launch with.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then rewards are standard to what they normally are. So meaning it's not like you can go open some new big chest in this. It's just part of the Crucible.
Well, but still, PvP is dropping much better stuff these days. So this is still a great time to introduce this.
We actually knew this was coming like a long time ago. We talked about it in my Trials preview about how Elimination was supposed to launch earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, because they told us about it. And I'm kind of surprised it took this long to come out.
It's easy to forget this stuff. In fact, we didn't even talk about it on the show, but there was that Eververse rumor and everything that went all the way back to pre-release.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. They talked about wanting to have some trading system potentially in Destiny, but that would come later.
Yeah.
And we all went through and forgot about it. I totally forgot. And we were like, why don't they allow trading? And it's like, apparently they've thought about it and they've been working on it. This rumor about Eververse, who knows? Bungie registered this thing called Eververse. It could have nothing. Is it Eververse?
I don't remember.
I believe so. But the idea
is a long time ago.
A trading community. So anyway, the point is there's a lot of evolution to this game, and things do change per our notes on the leak. It may not be accurate anymore.
I love this elimination game type, though. Just going back to that really quick, it's exciting that I can play this and just kind of relax and play some multiplayer.
Me too.
With the team
and not feel like a loser every 3 matches.
It is. I feel like it's not said enough to some extent, right? Like, talk a little bit about that.
Well, I find it's very stressful. Like, you get that loss, and like a lot of times matches are just camping outside or inside and just waiting. I'm talking about Burning Shrine. I didn't play the other maps, but yeah, dude, you gotta like. If you mess up, you let your whole team down. Your teammates will get frustrated. Yeah. If you're playing with somebody that's trying to get
let's burn a little clock on this.
Friendships are ruined in Trials of Osiris. Legitimately.
Yeah, definitely.
People get really upset.
I get mad at people. Like I've been partnered with people. I'm like, if you play like that again, I have to bring in a different teammate. Like true. Like you seriously went 0-16. Like you can't be on my team.
It's true, and you can't not be offended by that.
It's like destined scolding.
I mean, but that's what makes it kind of cool that it's so hardcore, but that's where they did need the solution to like, okay, you can play this game type without.
It's really called Trials of Ligiri.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they did the same to me. If I'm not pulling my weight, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna run it with somebody else. Like,
you have to because it's a time investment. I mean,
it's a time investment, and it's stressful. And if you reset that card, you just wasted all your time.
Sure. Yeah, in Trials, you play to win, and that's the point. That's why you're on one map with these parameters. Elimination will allow you to play to have some fun.
What are some of your trial stories? Just out of curiosity, we have some time.
Nothing actually that super unique. I mean, very similar, right? I've had this conversation about this will ruin our friendship. So I've actually played with a couple different groups. Some were just random, followers, and others were a couple of my friends. And like things get a little like, apologetic at times, or no. Well, one big thing I noticed is you have to have someone who's calling the shots, and you got to be real careful. I won't name any names, but I've played with a couple groups, and there was one group where somebody was in there, and like it was sort of talked about after of like, oh man, that was just
Like you need
I do
to
not like playing with that person. And it was like, well, they didn't mean it. You know, like that's what happens in trials.
Because they get aggressive?
Because of, they try to take over, or, you know, this or that. And it's...
well, anyone who breaks the team is already like, that's a problem.
It was you, Des.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Afterwards, like, I got to go. Oh,
but the point is you get people that come in and like, no, I'm a Crucible master and I'll show you what to do. And it's like, but wait, this is a team game. But it's just like the raids. We've talked about it. You have to have...
You need a leader.
I really recommend having a leader.
Yeah.
When
Clear
I play,
leadership.
I'll actually say, who's leading? Where do we go? Have you won before? Like,
oh, you have them fill out a questionnaire.
Yeah.
I ask if they've won before. If they're like, oh, I haven't done it before, but I've been on teams. Like, no, like I want somebody that knows how to do this,
or just
not somebody that read about it.
Yeah. And I was playing with a group that, that kind of I went in making the assumption that they had like a strong plan, et cetera, and then I realized they weren't really calling shots. And I said, you know what? I haven't played this before, but let me give it a shot and lead. You know, and like that communication for me.
And then it was a disaster.
No, actually, it benefited us. We still ended up losing in the end. But the point is that communication is key.
It helps.
So I have only dabbled in the Trials of Osiris. I will say I'm not a regular in PvP by any stretch of the imagination. But we went in on friendly terms, and nobody really freaked out about it. I mean, the one thing we were disappointed with is that we got worked. We got worked like badly. And at the end, it was like, man, I don't know if I'm having fun with this.
Yeah. See, you can try Elimination now.
Yeah. So maybe Elimination is the friendlier alternative. But that said, you know, still, it is cool to have a mode like that, like Trials, that kind of brings out the hyper aggressive teamwork. But at the same time, it is very damaging. So be really careful, I guess, Guardians, and don't kill each other over this thing.
So is Elimination going to be there permanently now?
Yeah, they said permanently. Yeah. They clarified later.
Yeah.
They made it sound like it was going to rotate originally. And I was like, they were asking me about the news story. I'm like, they actually don't clarify that this is permanent. This could be like salvage. Yeah. Comes around once
But you
in a
reached
while.
out and got clarification, is what you're saying?
They reached out on Twitter and said this is permanent.
Right.
Cool.
So it'll mean it launches this weekend, and then it's there to stay until further notice.
And you know what else is permanent? The next transition. That was a really bad one.